Okay, hello everybody. I'm Conquering History Games, and welcome back to the return of We the Revolution, the French Revolution game in which we play a judge trying to stay on the right side of the guillotine, I suppose. So it has been a pretty long break, over a year since I last played this, so it's going to take us a little bit of time to get back into things. But I think either I forgot to save, or maybe because we stopped in the middle of a cutscene or something. We are about to, I think, again do that cutscene where our son dies. So get ready for it. Oh, shoot. The guard hurriedly leads you to the crime scene where you see a crowd of furious people. They have surrounded several armed soldiers who are trying to... Wait. Is this not it? I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. They've surrounded several armed soldiers who are trying to repel the civilians from two men facing the wall. You learn that Commander Francois Henriot has in absentia ordered the execution of felons who tried to steal weapons from a military transport. People are demanding your intercession in a fair trial, but it would be unwise to contest the orders of a commander, especially one elevated by your actions. If anything, doesn't that mean, like, I can't... Like, if he's my guy, I'm the one who gets to tell my guy to stop. And I say, you know, I put you here. I don't even know where the heck we are right here. I'm gonna like flip a coin. Flip something over here. So hold on, flipping something. That was tails. So I'm gonna order the men to be freed. Death. They're mad beast Yeti. Oh, right after I did the coin flip, sorry. Orders are orders. People nod with approval. The confused soldiers eventually listen to you and take the men to jail. However, do not delude yourself to think there will be no consequences for you, even if another judge is assigned to their trial. Some will have to pay for the damage done to the commander's reputation. So I guess this is some schemer watching through the window going, that commander might be disgruntled now. So the revolutionaries like me less, but everyone else likes me more. I forgot to even check where everybody is, so my influence points just went down to, let's check the hierarchy again though. So... yeah, a lot of people have dropped, including Roland. Oh yeah, he offed himself. I'm trying to like remember where all of my stuff is, like all my information. Okay, so the common folk, I'm slightly in the negative. Revolutionaries really like me, and the aristocrats also really like me right now, so that's good. My reputation is 18 right now. Did it say that it dropped or something? Influence though is still mostly negative, mostly positive. Yeah, I'm still pretty good. Oh, it has my record of sentences, reductionist favoritism. Wow, I'm not quite 50-50 on everything, but if you lump prison and acquittal together, meaning I'm not killing people, it is almost 50-50. I've only got 2 more deaths. Let's see. I'm trying to remember where everything is. List of days. Okay, cool. So it kind of just shows generally what's been going on. Yeah, I've been on a hot streak with a lot of stuff. Like you see, most days I get more influence and things like that. So, friends and family, mentor, brother, father. Here we go. Youngest son. I guess Frederic is still alive or something. Okay, the jury has not given its verdict yet. Okay, what the fuck is going on here? Case file for Alfred Renoir. Let's, I guess let's kind of start from the beginning and just try to figure out what the fuck is going on here. So... Alfred Renoir is a 43... Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I gotta check something. Give me a moment. Long live long live the revolution. Yes, we don't want to be hearing shit about the king. Okay. Give me a minute here. Okay. Just a moment. Checking some things. The other monitor. Also, there was, just as a heads up, there was an update. So, if anything, if there's something that's changed, I don't know. But compiled by Bertrand, wait, what was that? Someone detained that man who was put up for fair trial, yeah. Okay, so Alfred Renoir, let's just start from the beginning and try to get myself set up here again. Alfred Renoir is a 43-year-old baker from the northern Parisian suburbs. Renoir has been accused of causing the death of several children from the neighborhood. The defendant and his wife have 2 sons and a daughter. Witnesses, what does that have to do with anything? I guess we'll find out. Witnesses claim he's a man of few words but sympathetic. He would not refuse to sell bread on credit. Neither did he ever add sawdust to flour. During the investigation, his house was searched and no monarchist materials were found. Okay, sounds good so far. The lawsuits against the breaker were filed by 3 women that blame him for the death of their children. In total, 8 minors were found dead. The cause of death was confirmed by a Parisian doctor as hunger. A week earlier, these women, together with a small group of neighbors, tried to force the breaker to sell them bread or at least some flour. According to witnesses, there were no more than 15 people standing in front of the bakery. I'm trying to read the second. Oh, there we go. And Renoir categorically refused and threatened to call the guard. When the hungry people asked him to increase the production of bread, he refused again. The next day, they were now accusing him of paying a visit, and once more, they were not able to buy any bread. They found a large supply of flour. It's hard to prove whether the death of the children was caused solely by the baker's behavior. The baker testified he was buying his flour from a peasant in the countryside. However, nobody has ever seen him in Paris. People are gossiping that he is conspiring with the Austrians. Many believe that the Habsburgs are trying to fight the revolution by starving the citizens of Paris. The accused wouldn't explain his reasoning for not selling bread, but would only say he didn't have a choice. Evidence a purchase ledger. Okay. What's the rapport? Did the defendant... Wait, report. Require mental health. Did the defendant confess to the crime? Wait, what? No. Was his act counter-revolutionary in nature? Was he found... Oh, this is something we do later, I think. Okay, so... Let's talk to the guy. Murdering Chaita, we want our bread. And then I think this is my father, or it was like my mentor. When hungry and desperate people start discussing possible conspiracies, it's better to stay away from their suspicions. The defendant may introduce himself. My name is Alfred Renoir. I'm a baker. Citizen Renoir, you were accused of causing the death of several children. I didn't kill anybody. I would never hurt a child. Objection! You know, this guy, he may not have used a knife, but he is still guilty. Heartless bastard! Questions for the defendant. Okay, wait, what? Everything is still closed. Oh, I think I remember this. I need to, look at specific things, right? I have to, match things up. Okay, so I saw death of children would be accusation, right? Okay, that worked, right? Because it just went down. Question is to reveal from 6 to 7. Okay, Hunger in Paris was in there. That's like, can I go back? Okay, good, I can. Yeah. Okay, let's take a look here. So it's cause of death was hunger, categorically refused. Okay. He's not willing to speak. It means he's clearly hiding something. There's no doubt he's a foreign agent. He's guilty. A traitor. Send him to the madame. Let's just take a deep breath here. I'm repossessing this this judge and try to figure out how the hell this game actually works. Okay. Oh, I could have someone here. Please call the witness. No. Let's keep figuring some things out. So, mysterious supplier. That's like definitely counter-revolution, right? So that's that. Purchase ledger is being used as evidence. I don't remember the hostile tactics picture. Was that in there? Of the starving man? No, there's no picture of the starving man. There's the green one, and then there's the one up there. Gosh, they're really small too. That's the thing that's annoying. Okay. Refusing to help would be counter-revolutionary? Or it's an accusation. Okay, so I guess there's still some things that'll occur. Yeah, there's no hostile tactics. We're ignoring that. Okay, the hunger in Paris, it was like, that was, okay, so it can't be accusation. I was thinking, oh, but no, because that's the circumstances. So it's counter-revolution because they're trying to starve people, and then so refusing to help, I guess it's both of these, right? Or refusing to help, that would be witnesses? And still, okay, it's coming back to me. It's coming back to me. Yeah. Like once you get on the roll, it starts eliminating things that are wrong. So then you could ask questions to like. Now I'm remembering. So it's like the questions you ask influence like the jury, where they are like it'll influence people to want one thing or another. So, like, okay, from what I'm seeing here, the common people of Paris and the revolutionaries want me to execute him, and it's the aristocrats, and then what is the heart? I don't remember what the heart is. Who does the heart represent? Is that the family? Gosh, I don't remember. Common folk, revolutionaries, and aristocrats. I think the heart is supposed to be your family. Which is going to be a tough one, but I can work with the family every night, right? Let's close all that. Okay, so right now, the common folk are kind of ticked with me. And the aristocrats I'm doing really good with. So, excuse me. I think we might want to... Dang, I'm in a bad relationship with my son and wife right now. Okay, so I think we're gonna just piss off the aristocrats right here. Oh, there's different tabs. Okay, oh no, yeah, we already went through these tabs. It's been a while. It's been a while, everybody. I need a little patience. Thank you for it. We're gonna try to push people to. We're gonna push for the execution, I think. So we're gonna say, is it true that you refuse to sell bread to those three women? And then I think what he actually answers doesn't matter a ton. I guess for the report it does, but it's like, it's the leading questions that we ask. And this is actually really great. This is one of the things I find super interesting about this, because it's like, it's what you talk about when you talk about people that is influencing stuff. So even when you're giving allegedly objective facts, you can influence these sorts of things. So like I was talking about this actually a couple months ago with somebody about Woodrow Wilson, and she doesn't like. Actually, I shouldn't get into too many details because I don't want to get her in trouble in case I ever get doxxed. But basically, she was talking to some people about Woodrow Wilson, who she is not personally a fan of, and these other people did like Woodrow Wilson. in the context which mattered for them, which was about his relations with Europe in World War One, the idea of the 14 points and stuff like that. But she didn't like him because she looked at things from the point of view of Woodrow Wilson being a racist. Now, are either of those things false? No. But it's about the perspectives that you're looking at. It's like, I remember when I was an undergrad and studying political science, like literal science, where we were looking at the science of quantifying political trends and political behavior and things like that. And we were learning how to properly conduct polls, which was completely fucking useless to learn because nobody does it anyway. But in a beautiful world, when you conduct polling, you got to be very, very, very careful about how you do it because there's ways to influence things. So, like, one example I remember in particular was, like, let's say you were running a poll on the use of nuclear energy, right? And so then you're asking some people how they feel about nuclear energy, and then at the end you ask, how do you feel about the president? Something like that, right? Whoever the current president is. Then they're going to now, because you've been asking them a couple of questions, even just like one or two, about nuclear energy, that's going to influence them to judge their feelings on the current president based on that person's policy regarding nuclear energy and the person who's being polled's opinion on nuclear energy. When, being president is something that's much more wide in scope. It's about foreign policy, it's about the economy, etc., etc., etc. So there's it's so easy in an ideal world for like if you're talking about like actual peer-reviewed quantitative data that that would already have been thrown out. And so this game is showing how things actually work, where you ask the certain questions. So we could ask certain questions where the jury starts to go, yeah, I didn't think about that. And then they want to make him guilty or not guilty accordingly. So I'm going to say, is it true you refused to sell bread to those three women? And then he's going to say, yes, they came to me asking for bread. Were they trying to get it for free? No, they were pushing money into my hands even more than they were supposed to. And he yelled at us. Did you tell him that you needed it for your children? Yes, and he still refused. Have you no conscience? I asked them politely, yet they wouldn't leave. Why did you refuse? I had no other choice. You see, so almost right away, jury's like, yo, fuck this guy. Out, he's done, bro. But I'm kind of curious. Let me read the report again. Nor did he ever add sawdust to flour. According to witnesses, they were piecing. He found out. Okay. So if I feel like this case file wasn't written properly, but I guess that's part of human error. This Bertrand Mereux did it for me, and he didn't do it properly. But the sense I get is that these women needed food for their kids. So they go to him and they say, we'll give you money, we'll give you more money than it's worth. And he was claiming, I don't have flour to make bread. That he was out. And then, let's see, for not selling bread, he only said he didn't have a choice. But then they searched his store and they found flour. So even the prosecutor is not necessarily saying that, it's completely his fault. But there is some sort of suspicion here. So it seems like best case scenario, he was just an asshole who wanted to see some kids starve. Worst case scenario, he was having those kids starve on behalf of another country. So, this Habsburg monarchist. So he was not just some fucking psycho who didn't want to let the kids get fed. Although it's is this the only baker in Paris? But these are made up scenarios for the game. So that's a best case scenario. Worst case scenario, he's like, that's right, I'm not going to watch your kids starve, and the Austrians are paying me to do it. He's like, I'd do it for free. But he's saying he doesn't have a choice. Now, I would almost give leniency if at some point during this trial he just said, you know what, the Austrians, they came to me, they offered me money, they said they were going to hurt my wife and kids if I didn't do this. I would almost just say, okay, throw him in prison, and let's send some soldiers over to his house to secure his family, or something like that. But if he just keeps saying, don't have a choice, gotta let him starve. Let's keep asking some more questions. I forget if there's something if you manage to get it all the way up there, but anyway. Do you know that our country is at war? Yes, I am aware of that. Then why did you refuse to help your fellow citizens? Your actions are a betrayal of the Republic, and I charge you for treason. Monsieur le Judge, do you know that I'm also fighting a personal war? What war? One where I'm struggling for the survival of my family. Any other war can wait. I have 3 children and a wife, and I cannot betray them. If we lose, every child will be starving. He sold his soul to the Austrians to give a few breadcrumbs to his whore. Goodness. These women claim that your refusal was the direct cause of their children's death. What do you say to that? Was my bread the last scrap of food in Paris? If they wanted to feed their children, they should have tried harder. You know, I hate to say it, he's kind of right. You know? He tries to blame those poor women. Yeah. A traitorous Austrian spy dares to call me a bad mother. Are you suggesting this tragedy was due to the negligence of the parents? I am the father of my own children, not of every child in the neighborhood. Your attitude shows that you do not understand the revolutionary ideal of brotherhood. Freedom, equality, brotherhood, and a sharp knife to decapitate the bastards. I think we've all heard enough. We're just going to go ahead and drop this guy. But I don't actually remember what this report thing is. I think this is like just something I said to the committee or something. So, the defendant confessed to the crime. Yeah, okay. Oh, that's right. The D-pad doesn't work. Just the... Wait, what is that? Sorry, I thought I saw somebody out the window that was someone I knew. That would be weird for them to be here at this time and day. Anyway, okay, so we're going to say yes. Was his act counter-revolutionary in nature? Absolutely, positively. What was found? Flour, not bread. Definitely not oats. Why did the defendant not share his supplies? He claims nobody asked him for anything. You know, like I said, he kept them for his family. So that's the claim. Excuse me. Sign off. Okay, so that's the report. That's not the sentence, I believe. What's going on here? Okay, yeah, we signed it. And now, verdict. So that's going to put the... Dang, that's going to really hurt me with the aristocrats. Because they're going... yeah, but if I did the acquittal, the common folk would be pissed. Revolutionary would kind of be about it, interestingly enough. So the jury votes in... Yeah, so the jury, you know... And I think I just always want to have the jury's opinion match my own, because I think it creates problems if I don't do that. Because I think I can overrule them, but, you know, it's not good. It's not good, man. Okay, so death penalty it is. X for signature. I'm glad they didn't have a BA, so you don't select by accident. That was good design. Place the seal. Yeah, cool little seal. Death to the bastard. I find Alfred Renoir guilty of the deliberate starvation of the citizens with a capital C of Paris and causing the death of children. For those crimes, I sentence him to the guillotine. A wise verdict. We are at war, and war calls for ruthless decisions.
So what? My children are still dead.
Give his flour to the people!
Great, the baker will lose his head, and our bellies can finally be full.
The prosecutor signed my report. 4 out of 4. Good job. That was actually a pretty straightforward one. Yeah, that was actually really simple. Glad that wasn't a complicated case we came back to, but it is just day 1. Jury support. That's good. Reputation's up. Influence points are up. Great. What's next? Going home? Just hold on. We're going home. We're going home. We're going home. There's a flashback to my army days. These guys used to fucking play that shit. What is this? Oh, the speech. Speak the speech, trippingly on the tongue. Yeah, we always want to talk to them, I think. Prepare my strategy. Oh, shit, I don't remember this part. Nothing's more filling than the justice served through the death of a conquering counter-revolutionary. I think you meant to say fulfilling. Hold on, there was like a... I'm just going to look it up, because I remember I remember that I wrote down, we had figured out over time, like, it's like a paper, scissors, rock thing, right? Yeah, I don't... I'm just looking to see if somebody else had figured it out online. Speeches. Oh, so a developer commented on this. You have certain choices to make each round. Before the round starts, you get a chance to take a peek at what the choices would do on each round. You can unlock the crowd's mood by spending choices on the left. Typically, a certain mood correlates to a certain response they want. Once you lock in all your answers, you can roll over each of your locked answers, and it'll tell you what effect making that decision would have on the crowd. What you're going for is a perfect response. Stay away from weak responses. Once you have that info, click OK, and you begin the actual speech. You'll see that the info from before highlights the answers, so you know what to pick and what to stay away from. So... commence per... Okay, so the add to the crowd is carefree and yet oversensitive. Oh shit. The crime, we're going to say aggression. The guillotine would almost be a pardon. Such a hideous deed demands torture. Should we torture him? The defendant. Manipulation? We just stand there and allow criminals to tell you what to do. Revolution. Aggression. You have gained power in France. Now spill the blood of those who oppose the Republic. Ooh, they didn't like that, actually. Crowd's still satisfied. Yeah, I guess I should I just have skipped the speech? No, I think it's like there's more good than bad. Who will take care of my children now? They will be on your conscience. Pull the rope! Yeah, click A to use the guillotine. It's like, it's right up there with, God of War's, press, the PlayStation Speed event, press, rapidly, button mash X to abandon your daughter. Or press, the famous, press F to mourn. Oh, okay. Damn. I look so depressed. Oh, he didn't like that. But I thought he was common folk. Wouldn't that raise him? They all hate it? What the fuck? I need to get them up. Work on tomorrow's trial, unlock some more effects. Tell them their friends can come by, so that'll help with the father and the wife. I think the wife might be a lost cause. Or is it the son that's a lost cause? But shopping. Time for grown men to talk about the revolution's achievements. Yeah. In light of your younger son's death, it might go differently than usual. Café Procope, you gather the fidèle men and attend a political debate at the one and only Café Prosope. Hopefully this time there will not be any fistfights. Not much care for the family in this game outside of the younger brother. Yeah, but I'm thinking about the influence. Let's try to raise it a bit. Okay, that's good. And the son? Wow. Like nothing. I think we just gotta accept the wife's bottomed out. Come on. Come on, come on. Think of all these others. Okay. Oh, geez, this thing. Well, we were doing very well. At least kind of remember that much. Hey, what the F? Reputation +4. Well, we got a lot of control over Paris, that's for sure. Enemy diplomat fighting. Oh gosh, I don't remember this. Notebook. Global modifiers. What's the supply problems? The problem with food supply. Somebody wants to starve the capital, so that's hurting everybody. Fervor, controlled by the enemy. I don't remember what a lot of this does. Revolutionary Patrol is on patrol. Wait, what? So how do I select things? No. Wait, oh, what did I do? What did I do? Oh my gosh. I think we ended up just... Yep, alright, day 2, I guess. Fuck. I did not mean to do that.
Good morning, citizens.
Hey, Robespierre.
You did not hurry here, did you? Long night.
Citizen Robespierre, to what do we owe the...
Vendée, there was a rebellion.
Oh, the counter-revolution.
Who started it?
People. Traitors. They are yelling that they have had enough of the terror, of the revolution. Some say they want bread. Others, that the clergy continues to oppress the people.
And there are those who shout, "To hell with Robespierre's terror!"
You speak too freely, citizen. Enough with the lenient verdicts. Enough with indulgence. I will deal with Vendée myself, but I need the situation in Paris. And I need you to get rid of the undesirable, the element that undermines the sense of the revolution. Fear will help them think more rationally, to believe in its message. You must bring peace to the capital city, even if that means blood.
And what about legal equality? Justice?
Terror is nothing but swift justice.
Cool, so I want to, Archbishop Jean-Baptiste Goebel was the one who made the decision on the death of your child. He should be your next target. Is that who this is? Isaac Mendelssohn. How did I know he was Jewish? Probably because of the yarmulke. So the Vendée, let me give a little context to the Vendée. I actually once wrote a somewhat lengthy paper on that. In fact, can I try to find that here? Where is it? Around here somewhere. This it? I lost a lot of docs and stuff that was on my computer before. Damn it, this can't be it. It's only 7 pages. This was a draft. Well, in any case, so the Vendée was this counter-revolution that happened in the big year, you know, of... wait, hold on a second. What the hell? Hold on, I'm trying to open a different paper. Okay. Or she said the computer was starting to open a different paper than what I was talking about. Yeah, so the Vendée was this counter-revolution that happened in 1793, which was like the big year of the French Revolution. Certainly its first half, or its entirety, depending on who you ask. And so the Vendée was this department that was in western France, kind of northward, not quite in Brittany, but close to Brittany. It was between the Charente department and the Loire Inférieure. So the war in the Vendée would, like, it was named that for where it was, but it would quite more literally end up spilling over into the other departments. But it's called the Vendée for that area. And so it was this area that was not really home to any major cities except for Nantes, which even itself is not that big. So there was kind of pros and cons to this sort of thing when, you know, you didn't have the kingdom's eyes on you. One of the big cons, though, is that it took a long time for things to get funded. So, for example, there was this one town that had applied for the funds to get bridge repair work done, and it took 7 years for that finally to come in. So anyway, the way that the reason that the Vendée pops off, so this shows that we're, I guess, maybe in late February of 1793. I don't know if we ever did nail down what the calendar is supposed to be, but it kicks off in February 20th, 1793, because that's when the French Republic calls for the levée en masse, which is basically mass forced conscriptions. They're calling for 300,000 men to join. Now, the conscription, like so many conscriptions in so many nations across time and you know, across history, was not going to be applied evenly. So, you know, there was exemptions made for the draft, most notably government officials and civil servants who worked for the French Republic directly. They were going to be exempted. So the conscription burden ends up disproportionately affecting provincial places like the Vendée, instead of, you know, bigger cities like Paris. Again, I'm talking about proportionally. Obviously, Paris is a huge city. So, and this act and the conscription was really controversial. Because there were even people who were in favor of the revolution. In fact, some of those who were most in favor of the French Revolution, who saw the conscription as a return, is like, this is a return to monarchism, because there was a militia system that had existed. So the conscription is read out in the various villages, and these were villages. I don't think that's too strong of a word. And riots break out. So there's basically three phases of the war in the Vendée. You've got the riots that first break out so this is like, you know, it takes time for the news to hit the frontiers, so to speak, or not the frontiers, because the Vendée is very much inside of France. It's not. It's on the ocean, but it's not near any like Spanish or Netherlands borders or whatever. Anyway, so there's like this initial riot, which like becomes a series of riots all across the area, and this like pseudo impromptu army / counter-revolution rebellion is created, and so this was like really not organized, because what the Vendée were doing is like they basically go into an area, they're saying, yo, we're in charge now, fuck the revolution, fuck the republic, and then they just move on. So it was like more like the Viet Cong than anything. It was this really like guerrilla warfare style, because like when the Revolutionary Army would come in, then this is what they were having to deal with. But so the first phase is just signified by like the Vendée Rebellion being very successful because everybody who goes in there loses, and the Republicans up burning through lots of generals who just go in and out and in and out. And I think Napoleon, don't quote me on this, I could be wrong, but I think Napoleon actually refused a command that he would have been given in the Vendée. Like, I think he was like offered a promotion to go there, and he went, nah, I'm good, man, I don't want any part of that shit. But eventually they do lose. So this is like 3 months later. They do lose a battle at Nantes, which was the biggest city in the region, and their one of their main generals is killed. And then this is where things start to swing over, and then finally there is the Second Battle of Cholet, where the Vendéens are defeated a second time, and they lose their other major leader, who was this Marquis. And after that, it practically becomes a mopping up operation, where the Vendée people try some of the rebellion tries some other things, but it all fails. And then, like, right in December of 1793, the final fight happens. Now, there is continued unrest for like almost 10 years, and in fact, like pretty much until Napoleon comes into power, and even after he comes into power, there's still upheaval in the area. So it goes on for a really long time, but it's really, really controversial. I know that we're not playing the trial, but I figure this is what people want to hear. But so, like, the thing with the war in the Vendée is it is so controversial. Actually, let me try to pull up a map of it so you guys can see what I'm talking about. War in the Vendée map. Okay, we go to images. Okay, I need a bigger size picture. There's a couple good maps here, but they're very small. Like 500 by 451, Pinterest? Okay, whatever works, I guess. Let me try to switch us over. Give me a minute. If I click here? Nope, stop it. Okay. Alright, let's do that. And now there's no audio, so I'll turn on the... Hold on. Let me mute this. Okay, hold on. Okay. Let's go to YouTube. We'll just play some Victoria 2 music or something. Okay, cool. So what was I saying? Right, we were talking about the Vendée. So yeah, this is kind of just like a sense of it, and you see this one is showing till 1795. But really, the war, the beefiest part of the war is over in about a month. Can you guys hear me? By the way, I know I just did a lot of adjustments, but you guys would have been here with that. Let me type that. Can you hear me? Check 1, 2, 3. Check 1, 2, 3. Okay, you guys could hear me. Okay, cool. So the hey there, Pedro. So the war in the Vendée, yeah, you can kind of see broadly how it goes. Like, you have some fighting. The fighting goes north. It's then pushed south, and eventually it comes to an end. Though, like, there's like a series of quick fights, but so it's a super controversial subject within the French Revolution, and the French Revolution itself is extraordinarily controversial. And then within that, so it's like the extreme of an extreme that we're dealing with here. So first off, it's like, what is actually the Vendée? Counter-revolution, rebellion, Catholic war, whatever you want to call it. Because you've got people who are really pro-French Revolution, and you have to understand this. I hope I'm not surprising anybody here. Historians have biases. And so you'll have people who are really pro-French Revolution who say this was a royalist uprising. This was straight-up restoration army that was being created. Incidentally, this is important context. You know why Great Britain is here? It's because the army did try to get to Granville so that they could get evacuated out by Great Britain and then carry on the fight from there. So kind of an interesting pre-version of Dunkirk. But then you've got like, people who could have biases, who would dare think, but you see, but then you got people who are pro-monarchist, pro-royalist, and that's very much a thing. I'm saying that to the American viewers because like Americans kind of like on principle hate noble titles. Like we have in our Constitution that you can't hold title and hold office, for example. That's why all those silly news stories about like that one member of the New Windsor who got born a couple years ago. It's like he could theoretically be king and president. No, he couldn't. Not under this Constitution. Anyway, so you've got royalist uprisers who also are like, fuck yeah, it was a restorationist rebellion, and that's cool. And like you've got a lot of people on both sides who fail to account for how important like Catholicism was in all of this, because the revolution is very anti-Catholic. Like admittedly there are priests on the lower rungs of the Catholic hierarchy who are very pro-revolution in the early days, but generally speaking the revolution takes a starkly anti-Catholic turn, anti-clerical turn. And then you've got even the royalist writers who are like, yeah, these people wanted their king back. They're not accounting for like that factor. And so the other thing that makes things really controversial is that there's a lot of people who argue who was doing what, who was in charge of something a soldier did, and things. And like, because there was basically war crimes going on during this fighting. A lot of accounts, though, some of which seem exaggerated, some of which maybe are covering things up. You've got a lot of controversial is the watchword when we're talking about the French Revolution. You had like this one general, Charles Philippe Ronsin, who was a Herbertist and was like full, we gotta de-Christianize France, we need a final solution to the Christian problem, and we need terror to do that. So, and then also you've got the argument because you'll have, again, people on both sides, and really there's usually more than two sides when we're talking about the French Revolution. There's like a spectrum, but kind of broadly speaking, you'll have people who say, yeah, there was terror. There was terror used in the Vendée, and it was monstrous. And then you have people who say, no, there wasn't any terror used. And then you've got people who say, yeah, there was terror used. It was fucking cool. And it was justified because that's sort of like one of the central arguments when we're talking about the French Revolution is you have to discuss the terror, and I'm talking about terror with a capital T, that was enacted, because like there's the argument of, was this justified? Did this have to be done? Should it perhaps have been taken further? Freaking what's his name? Zizek, the meme philosopher. He wrote an intro on like a primary source book for Robespierre, which I think I read way back in the first live stream episode of this, where he discusses like essentially there's the three classes of people in the French Revolution: are the people who say it shouldn't have happened, it should have happened, but the violence was wrong, and then the third is the violence didn't go far enough, and if it had gone further, it would have succeeded better. So that gets, that those same arguments are what's going on here in the Vendée. And you could argue, okay, France, it's at war with almost all of Europe, and now you've got an insurrection happening in the borders. So like, what are you supposed to do? You can argue this is the stress of the revolution requires us to enact extreme measures. And like some of these extreme measures, you've got like your classic war crimes, like, executions of prisoners, but there's also like accounts of, I'm going to just go ahead and say it, there's a couple accounts I straight up do not believe of like, yeah, they would like tie two people in a canoe and make them row out to a lake and then shoot cannon at them to like, make them sink or whatever. And you're like, there's some people who like call the Vendée the first genocide, which like that's just not true. But like the first modern genocide, maybe. So, oh gosh, I'm just totally like. Can you tell that I wrote a whole research paper about the war in the Vendée? But like, you know, you essentially what you have to understand is like there's this concept of, and it's a very important concept when we're discussing the French Revolution, where you came for a game, you come for the horny Kipsu, we all know it. I'm about to get back to the game, I promise. But what you have to understand is like one of the major schools of thought during the revolution is that we are pressing a revolutionary ideology, we're using revolutionary rhetoric. And the revolutionaries, we work for the nation. That's the idea. Now, what is the nation? Because this is what happens in all civil wars. And I would argue, if nothing else, you could call this a civil war. You can call it a counter-revolution, a rebellion, whatever. If nothing else, it is a civil war. These are people fighting each other that 4 years earlier would have had no problem saying, yeah, I'm French, we're all French. Virtually no problem with it. I know that, there's local dialectic differences. They were French. They would, like, if you'd ask them, who's your king? Louis. Boom, easy question. But so this idea that there is an inevitability of violence that comes with revolution because you have to defend yourself. There's this play called Marat Sade. It's a super interesting play. It's very avant-garde. It got turned into a movie. The guy who actually plays Marat, funnily enough, he later becomes Urquhart. Yeah, he plays Francis Urquhart in the House of Cards, the original British television version. So it's the same actor. Anyway, so like there's a line in that play where the character Marat says, "We do not commit murder. We kill in self-defense because we are fighting for our lives." So it's this idea of that, like, we want the new society. The reactionaries are trying to kill us. So we must enact violence on them just to stay where we are. It's this whole thing. I definitely would. I don't want to get too much into it because I want to get back to the game. But I would at the very least say, excuse me, whatever crimes and things that were going on in this area, I think it is way too much to say that it was the first ever state-led genocide. Because like there were generals who were in this, who fought for the Revolutionary Army, the French, the Republican Army, I guess I should call it, who were arrested and guillotined for their crimes. So like, there was a guy, Carrière, I think is his name. He killed some prisoners. He was put on trial and guillotined. Ronson, who I talked about earlier, was guillotined. There were people arrested for engaging in looting, and the Vendée were doing some shit too. So I'm not gonna say no war crimes happened, everything was cool, but to say it was state sanctioned. And I wish I could remember the name of the guy who was one guy who like wrote a whole book making this argument, but it was like, dude, you just wanted to make a name for yourself by saying that, like, the first European genocide, the Vendée. Like, what a meme, Jean-Baptiste Carrière, yeah, that one. Anyway, let's get back to the video game, huh? How about that? What a concept. And so, speaking of final solutions, it looks like we have a Jew on trial. Okay. So, where were we? Oh, I'm getting my monitor back together. It's all messy now. Close that, close that, close that. Alright, yeah, closing the music. Okay. Excuse me. I think we're back on track now. Hold on, unmute. Okay. And I could talk more about the Vendée. I could talk about it for so long. That's why I'm annoyed. I couldn't find my final paper. I was just checking my files, and admittedly I was doing it live on air, but I could only find a version that had like 7 pages. So that's not That's not the full paper that I wrote. It's a draft. Okay, so what the fuck is up with this? What's going on? Somebody's on trial. Oi, being a, what's up? What's the deal with being a judge every day? It's like there's a new case. Why doesn't the crime just stop? All right. Isaac Mendelssohn, a 53-year-old Jewish widower, runs 3 Parisian inns. You know what? Quick sidebar. This kind of gets into what we were talking about earlier, incidentally, about like perspectives and how you feel about a person is by your point of view of them. And I'm talking about like historical figures too. So like when it comes to Napoleon, and of course I'm just speaking broadly, but I don't think I've ever met an art historian who knows who brought where Napoleon gets brought up, who didn't fucking hate him and doesn't hate the French Revolution. We need a Voyages in Time essay on it to tell me about it. I gotta get that happening. Much as I hate to say it, it's one of those things that's probably gonna have to wait until for 1 year from now when I'm gonna really have a lot of time to work on it. Of course, it's gonna depend on if I get a certain job this fall, but I probably should just be putting out even some subpar crap just to get some content out there, because then I can get some feedback and I can always go back and do it again, just say, here's the new and improved. You know what? That's what the World War II channel does. They put out, they redid some of their earliest episodes because they weren't happy with the quality of them later. It's really something to think about. But thank you very, very much for the super chat. Oh yeah, what I'm saying about so yeah, like art historians, they hate the French Revolution because of all the church destruction that was going on. But like Jews, and again, I'm not speaking for all Jews. I'm not saying I am a Jew, but like you'll have a lot of like if you're looking at Jewish history, Napoleon is this really great figure because he's the one who, as he's conquering Europe, he's enacting new codes, and it's like he's ending a lot of the segregation and ghetto systems that are going on regarding Jews. Now, what happens if you're a Jewish art historian? I don't know. Actually, I did know one. He didn't like Napoleon, so I guess he leaned on more art historian than being Jewish. But I think he was non-practicing. Anyway, let's read this damn case file. So, Isaac Mendelssohn, a 53-year-old Jewish widower, runs 3 Parisian inns and grants loans for a living. His daughter, 16-year-old Esther Mendelssohn, assists him. So he had her. So he became a father when he was like 37 ish, the 9 months gestation period, I guess. 37, 36. The tradesman described himself as a zealous supporter of the revolution, as he believes that through it, Jews will finally be granted the same rights as the other citizens of France. What was I just saying? Due to the current shortages of food supplies across the city, his primary source of income is usury. Mendelssohn is suspected of having stolen military supplies with the intention of selling them in his inns. I don't think that's what usury is. The alleged crime, or you know what it is? I think it's that the usury is his legitimate form of business, and then, yeah, these case files could be written a little bit better if you ask me, but maybe they're intentionally not perfect. Mendelssohn is suspected of having stolen military supplies with the intention of selling them in his inns. The alleged crime was witnessed by Count... we're believing what counts say. Count Jean-Philippe de Broch, one of Mendelssohn's debtors. He notified the authorities that late in the evening on Saturday, 12th of September, he watched Isaac Mendelssohn personally managing the unloading of vehicles that belonged to his cousin, Hertz Mendelssohn, as they were standing in front of his warehouse. Everyone knows that Hertz only provides supplies for the French army, and that his managers are frequent guests at Isaac's inn. The investigators found military chests stamped by Hertz Mendelssohn's company in Isaac's warehouse. Their contents, wine, dried horse meat, and flour, were not mentioned in the inventory. They appeared, however, in the waybills of the garrisons of Reims. The records show that Esther Mendelssohn is responsible for the inventory. Isaac Mendelssohn was immediately arrested and accused of stealing from the French army and acting against the best interests of France. As evidence, we have the statement of Esther Mendelssohn. Do we have that statement with us? Okay, there's a lot going on here. I need to also close these blinds. Okay. So... So there's the belief of the Jews. There's the vehicles. There's a building. There's a. I just wish the icons weren't so small. That's why I end up having to go back and forth. Jewish leech. Kill that bourgeois. Please introduce yourself. Isaac Mendelssohn, Monsieur le Judge. Wait, what did Mabisiadi say? Stealing from the revolution, risking its military security. While we are at war, my lord, that is a great traitor if I've ever heard of one. He's guilty, I say guilty. Ah, Mabisiadi, did you just refer to me as a lord? Was that out of habit? Because I'm no lord. But you are a monarchist, so perhaps it's you that must go to the guillotine. Okay, but seriously. Excuse me. What theft, Monsieur le Judge? What crime? We have a witness who saw everything with his own eyes. I thought it was Esther. This is slander, Monsieur le Judge, and provocation made up by Count de Bras. He owes me money and doesn't want to pay it back. I gotta say, I kind of believe him. The military chests found in your warehouse filled with supplies intended for the garrison and Reims are quite conclusive evidence against you. Also a good point. Also a good point. I can explain. Oh, you can. Why don't you then? Okay. Okay, this was the one for like the Jew thing. So, supporter of the revolution. I don't know about that. Let's come back to that. Jewish Merton. Wait, he's Jewish, but he's doing the epic fascism sign, the okay thing. I don't even remember what that was supposed to come from anymore. All these secret signals of white supremacy. It blows my mind, especially when there's plenty of people just out and out saying it. I also do not remember this being a thing. Jewish merchant. Yeah, that's a fake picture! Yeah, that's not in there. Okay, so let's look here. Oops. Okay. Having a societal changing of such magnitude while also being a war of half content is not conducive to stability. Yeah. Lord Father above, the greatest supporter of this here revolution. So, you're a Christian. We discussed the final solution to the Christian problem already. But seriously, okay, inventory, that's evidence, yeah? Okay, let's do the easy ones first. Inventory is evidence. No mistakes yet. Okay, Esther's testimony. Hold on. Wait, merchant's warehouse would be crime scene. What? Oh, I hit unloading vehicles, didn't I? Fuck me. Military chests. That's evidence. Okay, so we're done with military chests, but there's still something else to be done with the inventory. Accusation, maybe? No. Method? Okay. Esther's testimony is not evidence? I was going to take her to evidence. Okay, I guess we'll come back to that one. Alright. Unloading the vehicles, that's course of events? Merchant warehouse, Esther testimony. Woman's word is never evidence. Chat, that came from a woman. That didn't come from me. I didn't say it. I have no response to that. Here's what I will say, actually. Here is my response. Might as well ask the horses for their opinions. But I'm a little confused. Like, is his wife ratting him out? Or no, it's the daughter? Or hold on, wait. No, is Esther the daughter? Yeah. Hertz. Evidence, the statement. Like, where is the is that somewhere here? The written. I don't know. But I do remember watching somebody go. I've seen a couple people actually go through some pretty bad divorces, and they say how there's like your spouse can't testify against you. That's illegal, at least in the United States. I don't know how it is in other countries. I'm sure there's similar stuff. I feel like there needs to be an addendum where it's like if you have somebody you are divorcing or have divorced testify against you, that is like further proof of your innocence, or at the very least that sort of testimony can and should be thrown out. I know that there are more complicated things than that, but it's I've seen some sick shit, some sick tactics used by women who are divorcing. Anyway, that's let's not get too Debbie Downer here. Where was I? Right, so Esther's testimony. Neither of these really make sense. Shit. Supporter of the revolution, is that... I don't know what course of events means. Let's just keep matching stuff to method. Oh, well, fuck me. Course of events? Alright, so the revolutionaries do not want me to drop this fool. They really like me right now, though. Do I let him go? Can I maybe... Oh, dang it, that's right. Prison's not an option anymore. It's death or nothing, because like the prison's got overfilled or something. I think I'm trying to decide if I want to kill him or not. Oh, this is a tough one. You see, on the one hand, yeah, the guy who's accusing him has got a motive. The motive of that, yeah, he owes the money. If I kill the guy who I owe money to, I don't got to pay it back, right? But the evidence of that, with that aside, like let's just say the accusation came from anybody, the evidence shows the books are being cooked. So let me think here. I think we're gonna push for his execution. Yeah. But like, it just looks bad because the person who's accusing him owes him money, but the evidence is there. There's been a couple situations like this where I've had issues where I've asked a third party to step in regarding something because it's been like, no, if it comes from me, it's not gonna look good, So how could he be a supporter of the revolution when he stole from the military itself, the center of the revolution? Guilty. If you don't, a painter down the line will do it to his descendants. If we don't kill him. I don't know how that makes any sort of sense. So yeah, we're gonna push for the execution. Okay. Why were the chests filled with goods? Yeah, just the immediate question. Like, what the fuck? Listed in the waybills is prepared for the French army. Our army is not the only party buying wine and dried meat. The chests were filled with goods purchased from my supplier, Marcel Rosier. He could confirm it. Marcel Rosier cannot confirm anything, as you probably already know. He was found dead last week. Monsieur the Judge, this is the first time I've heard about it. What a... How convenient it is to blame a dead man. This incidentally, this is... I don't know if the writers had this in mind, but there are testimonies of like Jews who were, or people suspected of being Jews during the Spanish Inquisition, where there is a lot of convenient. Oh, the guilty person is this one, and they'll like name a dead family member or something, or somebody who's left the country, to get heat off themselves or family members that are being accused close by. It's just tale as old as time. It's like Weebay in The Wire. Spoilers for season 1 of The Wire, but yeah, basically there's a guy who he gets arrested and he's going to get charged with a murder, and the evidence is really there, and so he's like he's facing life in prison, and he's just like, if I just confess to some, or no, he's facing the death penalty actually, but they're like, if you confess and give some shit up, we'll give you life, and so he just he confesses to all his murders at once because he's like, fuck it, I'm going to jail. But he also, I think, confesses to at least one murder that he did not do, which actually fucks up an investigation because he's taking the hit for somebody else to potentially go to jail. Anyway, maybe to you, but I've lost my main supplier. You did not know about Rosier's death? Not at all. The whole thing was plotted by my debtors. They want to get rid of me. As they should. It's a plot hatched by my debtors, and I demand justice. Jury's still in favor of acquittal. Okay, we gotta push him more. Why were the vehicles belonging to the main supplier of the French army? Mendelssohn. That's what air. Like, you're German, you piece of shit. Anyway, counter-revolutionary country. Except Germany doesn't exist yet. In this timeline yet, or in our timeline as well. Standing in front of the warehouse, they were getting ready to continue on their journey. The managers of my cousin Hertz were like to stop at my inn whenever the route allows it. And it just so happens they were delivering the same kinds of goods found in the military chests that were also matching the military records and were not included in your inventory? I know it sounds strange, but rip his loin, tongue out! Okay, we're edging them there. We're edging them. So, who's responsible for managing the inventory? Why did I do that way? My daughter Esther, Monsieur le Judge. Is she the only person that can access it? I take a glance at it sometimes, but I would never get my daughter in trouble. So you do not look over your own books? I trust her as I do myself. However, this time the goods were not noted down. It is a trivial thing. Your execution will be a trivial thing. No. We've almost got him there. How many employers work in your warehouse? 5, but they are all sluggards and idlers. What? Classic boss. Nobody wants to work anymore. How can you explain that even though you have 5 people working for you, and you are Jewish, you were personally unloading chests on the Sabbath? Her's manager, Jacob, ordered him to quickly unload the chest because he wanted to hit the road. I rushed to the warehouse, but it was late, and none of those good-for-nothings were working. So you decided to neglect your own religion? The Sabbath is the Sabbath, a business is business. I could have refused, but then I would have lost money. Times are hard. So you did not arrange the whole thing to avoid any witnesses. Witnesses of what? The unloading? Of the theft of military supplies! There were no military supplies. This is all a huge misunderstanding. The lawyerette! Oh yeah, we're gonna drop this fool. You have not included the goods stored in the chest from Hertz in your inventory to conceal the fact that they came from military supplies. Am I right? I purchased them legally, Monsieur le Judge. You can check it yourself. The books are carefully kept. This must be a mistake. The court has checked. The goods are not mentioned in the inventory, which leads to even bigger suspicions, as the books were indeed neatly kept in the past. My daughter Esther is responsible for the books. She has been extremely ill recently and probably just forgot. Maybe you did not tell her about the goods because you did not want her involved in your crime. If you were no thief, the girl wouldn't have been left alone. There was no crime. She must have planned to write it down later. I'll stand up and kick his arse, I swear. I want to hear Esther's testimony, the daughter. Yeah. Call on the witness, citizen Esther Mendelssohn. What's going on here? Esther Mendelssohn, the daughter of Isaac Mendelssohn. Are you able to testify? I can see that you are very unwell. Yes, I will manage. Describe your duties for your daughter's company or your father's company. I'm responsible for the inventory. Why didn't you list it? To my health decline, I neglected my duties. Are you too weak to hold a pen? I get tired, quickly, lightheaded. It is hard for me to work. Maybe you did not want to be a part of your father's crimes. Food was delivered by a regular supplier. There's nothing there. There's nothing there at all. So he's going down. I'm just gonna fill out my report here in front of y'all. Suzerain game, but HRE. That could be fun. That's maybe what the DLC is gonna be. So the defendant confessed to his crimes. No. Very, very much denied it. Excuse me. What did Mendelssohn say about the informer? That he's a debtor. How did the defendant's daughter react to the accusations? She's taking the blame. Are the defendant and the supplier of the army relatives? Yeah, they're cousins. Hertz Mendelssohn. Okay, I'm getting back in the groove of this. Okay, close that. And, so the aristocrats, they actually don't seem to care anyway. I thought they were in favor of the thing, but, if I quit them, the revolutionaries are gonna love me. But yeah, we've been pushing already for this. I probably should be checking this before I make my decisions, actually. Yeah. So let's do that death penalty. X for the signature. We'll put the seal over here this time. Okay. We have some other stuff. Special verdicts. I forget this shit. Okay, according to... Yeah, these are like the quickies. But then how do I save? I need to figure out how to save again. According to reports, Remy Jacquemin bribed the managers of the Riverport to detain goods belonging to his competitors. That way he was able to sell his own products at a higher price. Parisians had to pay for his crimes. So that's like... Wait. No. Fuck me! Oh no, I wasn't paying attention. How do I go back? Fuck! It was already selected, so I didn't even read Marie's... She's casualties of the revolution. Sorry, Marie and Jose. The aristocrats are pissed about that. With a name like that, she probably was one. Geez, shaking off the rust. Yeah, let's go ahead and end the stream after this once I can figure out how to save. So Olivia Moynihan, an employee at a government office, has allegedly told her neighbors that her new manager is not suitable for his position. She supposedly even said that the new authorities are betting on simpletons that some will have to sort things out. What? That's not a capital crime, I think. No more cases today. Fuck me. God damn it. Accidentally executed somebody. Alright. I sentence citizen Isaac Mendelssohn to the guillotine. Lead the condemned out. Let's hope that our soldiers finally have something to eat. Finally! Send all the bourgeois to the guillotine. Ooh, revolutionaries are really pissed at me today. What's up, Caesar? Sign the report. Good job. Okay. Oh, the jury didn't say anything. What? That's weird. You executed the daughter? No. I only him. Okay, let's, alright, can I now save? Whoops. Oh, it's auto-saving. Or... No, it's not. Wait. No. I don't want to delete anything. Fuck me. Oh, I think this is saying that's the day I created it. So would it continue? Okay, it is auto-saving. We'll kill the daughter in next week's Reign of Terror. Goodness. Oh, god damn it. Am I going to have to do this again? Yeah, I am. Well, I guess I get to do that shit again. Alright, we're just going to stop it there. I'll remember the thing, and we'll do it again next time. So, that is it for this particular stream. We'll pick this back up. I'm not sure when. Maybe tomorrow. My morning's looking full. Because when I play this, I want to play this in the evenings. We're going to tentatively say I'm not doing this tomorrow, but if I pop up, I pop up. In any case, thank you very much for joining me for this comeback stream. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.